Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Chandra Tilaka is still in bed.
Okay.
Okay, let us begin with our metta meditation. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hate or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this method background, let us begin our practice. We pay total attention to our breathing, noticing inhaling. As we inhale, our breath touches the nostrils, expand our lungs, and that area expands, lower abdominal area expands. And then also we notice the feeling that arises, perception, thought, consciousness, all arise and pass away, rising and falling, rising and falling. When we see this truth, the mind doesn't try to hold on to anything. And then when the greed fades away, there arises a moment of relax, free from rigidity, uptightness, and metta feeling arises. Along with that arises compassion, which takes care of restlessness and worry. And then we get more energy to see the results. And then our sleepiness and drowsiness fade away. And then we gain confidence. When confidence arises, our doubt fades away. When all this happens, we get a certain degree of joy, a joyful state of mind produces tranquility, passaddhi, that leads to happiness. Happiness leads to concentration. When we gain concentration, we stay with that, and this concentration is not just making the mind blind or blank or fall us to sleep or make us like a rock or immovable vegetable, but that is the state where our mind is clear of hindrances and mindfulness is very strong and clear. With this mindful state, we will see many unseen things before in our own body, feeling, perceptions, thought and consciousness. and we see everything is changing in a very rapid speed without leaving a trace behind. Since this happens so quickly to so many trillions of cells in our body, we don't notice them casually, but only when mind gains concentration, we can see them changing very quickly, rising and falling, millions of them at a time. And that shows us that there is no any permanent entity in us. This gives us a great relief of freedom from rigidity, uptightness, or even getting angry when something goes wrong, because we see things are rising and falling. And this we experience ourselves totally, personally, privately within ourselves. And that makes our mind free from a lot of impurities. Let us see this happening in our practice. Dukkha pattaca nidukkha bhaya pattaca nibbhaya soka pattaca nisoka hontu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. With this metta thought in mind, let us focus our mind on the answers to these questions. There is one question that Brian will read for us, and there may be more in the...
Some people commented that the people who don't live in the United States got screwed up by our time change.
Ah,
So, on behalf of the entire United States, I apologize. Hopefully we can get rid of that time change thing in the future. Dear Bhante G, about the seamstress simile, many thanks to you for your very clear guidance. I can understand most of the content. However, I find it hard to be clear about the part whereby phassa is one end, phassa arising is the other end, and the middle part is the phassa cessation. I tried, but I don't see the logic of this comparison with the other parts of the discourse, because what we want is the cessation, right? And we don't want to get rid of the cessation. Would you please kindly explain this point again? Thank you.
okay. That is very good question. I'm sure not only you, many others also may have similar problems in understanding this. But I have not gone through the entire discourse. This is just the beginning. But the pattern, the style is the same. Now, the middle is the cessation of phassa, contact. And craving or tanha is the seamstress. Now, the stanza says, Yo ubhante viditvan majje manta naliprati tam brumi mahapurisoti so na sibbati majjaga. The seamstress job is connecting contact and cessation of contact, beginning of contact, phassa samudaya, and seamstress does not want contact to go away. Seamstress wants to join the contact and the arising of contact. Contact and arising of contact. Middle is the end, but the seamstress intervenes and tries not to let this cease, not to let this disappear. Seamstress works very hard to keep the contact intact. So, the Majje Manta, the one who knows Dhamma, one who knows the truth, ne limpati, does not let the seamstress to tie or sew these two ends together. He stays with cessation. He wants to accept the cessation, not the seamstress job, tying them together. And that is why Buddha said, yon majje manta nalipati tang brumi mahapurusoti. Mahapurusha means great person. That means an arahant or enlightened person is the great person. Mahapurusha, you remember we mentioned Mahapurusha in Anguttara Nikaya. There is a discourse, Mahapurusha Vitakka discourse, the thought of great person. There are 8 of them. And this great thought arise in the mind of an enlightened person, an arahant. Arahant is the one who does not let the seamstress to intervene and tie or sew the past and the future. Past and future, majje, manta. Middle is the craving. The craving is called seamstress. And craving is called seamstress. We are talking about fetters. A fetter's job is to hold or tie things together, cling things together. The seamstress job is clinging, tying them together, not let them separate. And so the wise one let them separate and sees the cessation. Therefore, there's a very profound logical statement that Buddha never made anything, never said anything to confuse us. But we have to be very mindful to understand the simile of this discourse. Each system, the 6 monks, I will talk about other remaining 5 maybe next Thursday. Until then, please hold on to that. And when I explain this other 5, perhaps at the end, you may understand it fully well. Yes, you are right. We are all trying to get rid of our craving. But the craving does not let us get rid of it, because craving is married to ignorance. And so long as ignorance exists, craving exists. So the wise person is the one who does not have ignorance and who doesn't let seamstress interfere and join together. So seems the wise person want to get rid of this matchmaker. Seamstress job is joining two things together. So the wise one stay with the cessation and doesn't go along with the seamstress. That is why he is called wise one, Mahapurusha. Mahapurusha, tang broming Mahapurusoti, yona sibbati majjaga. Na sibbati, majja means in the center, sibbani is the craving, or fetter that we are talking about the fetters. As I mentioned, the word fetter is used for craving, clinging, upadana, chandaraga. These words we use as synonyms for fetter. Okay? Any question?
Thank you, Bhante. Okay, dear Bhante, if, for example, I listen to a song, enjoy it at that moment, is it a fetter? I will not be obsessed with it, will not listen to it over and over again.
I know. You think it is not a fetter, it is a fetter. Don't feel bad about it when I say this. However, there always is a way out. If the song is composed of truth, Dhamma, then by listening to the song, you will not only become relaxed, calm, peaceful, but also you will be able to get rid of your desire, depending on the song. There is a saying that is in the Samyutta Nikaya commentary that there were 60 monks walking through a forest. The forest was very calm, very peaceful, and they enjoyed the forest. The Buddha said, Ramaniyani aranyani yatta na ramati jano. Vitaraga ramesanti nate kama gavesano. He said, the forest is always pleasing, pleasant, calm. So in that forest, these monks were walking with enjoying the very peaceful, very soft breeze coming through the trees, bringing the smell of the trees, and very quietly they were walking. Then from a distance they heard a song sung by a girl. Now, for the girls or females' voice is pleasing to a man. That is very natural thing. Buddha said, Naham veke anyang ega saddampi samanupassami yang purisasya cittang pariyada tittati yatahidang itti saddam. Yet, because I don't know any other voice which pleases a man other than woman's voice. All these monks were walking, not enlightened, when they heard this girl singing a country song. This country song was composed of Dhamma. From a distance they did not understand the words. That is the nature of songs. And they, as they were approaching, they began to recognize the voice clearly, and then began to perceive the word, identify, recognize the words, and then they pay more attention. When they were paying more attention, they saw this girl was singing a song on anicca, dukkha, anatta. I think there was a song in the United States, a woman sang. It's called Anicca song. And that girl, this happened in Sri Lanka according to Samyutta Nikaya commentary. And this girl sang not only anicca, composed of anicca, dukkha, anatta. These are the three things that we must practice or we must realize in our vipassana meditation. So these monks were walking in the forest practicing vipassana meditation, walking meditation, very quietly, peacefully, mindfully, they walk with walking meditation, mindfulness. In that mindfulness practice, every step, every breeze they felt, every moment, they experience impermanence. Impermanence. Friends, impermanence is always there. Something rising and falling, this always is there. And these monks were practicing this and walking towards that area where this girl singing a song sitting in a paddy field. Paddy fields are also very pleasant and beautiful green field. All these are attractive, but these monks, they extract the essence of the song. Essence was anicca, dukkha, anatta, and it is said they all focusing not on the girl's sweetness of the song, although that was the first beginning of the initial stage of their drawing attention, her sweet voice. As they went through the forest, getting closer to her, going through the forest, they also were going on the same footpath, crossing the paddy field, and then they heard this very clearly, and it is said that they attained full enlightenment. So the song depends on the contents of the song. Make us arouse our greed or not greed. And there are 9 limbs of Dhamma. 9 limbs of Dhamma. One of them is Gata, Geya. Geya means that which is composed for singing. Singing means reciting in a certain melody, a certain style. And that is very calming, soothing style. And when one listens to that, one can gain concentration. There also is Anguttara Nikaya, sutta called Vimuttayatana Sutta, Pancha Vimuttayatana Sutta. Vimutta means liberation, Ayatana means faculty. 5 of them. Among this, one is Sajjayana. Sajjayana means reciting in a very soft, dragging, sweet voice with total devotion and dedication to Dhamma, the Buddha, Sangha, and knowing their qualities, one recite. There are such discourses like Bojjhanga, Girimananda, Ratana Sutta, and so forth to recite. Therefore, when you talk about song, if that song is composed of Dhamma, and you listen not to arouse your greed, but to penetrate the meaning of the contents of the song, and that may not be something not unacceptable. It is acceptable. Any other question?
Yes, Bhante. One method to deal with desires is to acknowledge it for what it is. But what if you realize it is an attempt to fill a loneliness inside? To compensate for it. How do you address the loneliness, the feeling of lack or loneliness?
Loneliness also is due to our desire, Buddha always praised aloneness, not the loneliness. There's a difference between loneliness and aloneness. It was in Samyutta Nikaya, there is a sutta called Khagga Visana Sutta. Eko chare Khagga Visana kappo. In many places, Buddha praised living alone in a secluded place to practice Dhamma. Pavivittasaya Dhammo Nayan Dhammo Sanghanikaramas, Buddha said. This Dhamma is for one who loves solitude. Solitude is very highly praised by the Buddha. In Bhaddegrata Sutta, there are 3 Bhaddegrata Suttas in Majjhima Nikaya. Buddha mentioned the aloneness is very highly praised. It's called, it translated into English as one night shelter. One night shelter means the living without a second. Na dutiyo. Sadutiya, na dutiya. That is no second person. So long as you have a second, then you feel loneliness. When you don't have the second, then you feel aloneness that you can fully enjoy. When you, especially very serious meditators, prefer staying alone to focus their entire mind on the practice without having anything to do with anybody, for good or bad, to discuss things or for anything. The person is fully absorbed and enjoy the aloneness. The second is the craving. So long as you have craving, desire, you feel lonely. If you don't have a desire, don't hang on to desire, you just want to be liberated from desire, then from now on we should practice aloneness. There are many discourses with the talk of in praise of aloneness. He never praised loneliness. Okay? Any other question?
Let's see. Dear Bhante, restlessness is listed as one of the fetters, but sloth and torpor is not. Sloth and torpor is one of the 5 hindrances.
Yeah.
During meditation, I experienced drowsiness, sometimes especially after a long day of work. In the 5 faculties, there is the energy faculty. How can I use energy to counter sloth and torpor? Do energy and joy go together? Can we create joy to help with drowsiness?
Yes, surely if you practice meditation with mindfulness, you certainly will have joy of seeing rising and falling. And that is why that is exactly what the Buddha said, yato sammasati khandanang udayabhyang labhati piti pamojjang amatang tang vijanatang. That means whenever a person sees rising and falling of the aggregates, 5 aggregates, then the person will be filled with joy, which is called amata, deathless. So, when mind is full of joy, you won't fall asleep. Secondly, I suggested if you are very tired, did not have sleep and so forth, that time may not be a good time to meditate. You must have a good sleep and then become fresh and get rid of your sleepiness, and then only you can remain very alert, awake, without falling asleep. Your meditation will be very good. So I won't suggest anybody to meditate when they are tired. In order to get the best out of your time, I would suggest you get up in the morning and meditate in the morning. Go to bed early and then get up early and then meditate as a habit every day, at least 1 hour. Then you will see how much you can accomplish during that 1 hour good high quality practice. If I have noticed, not only you, many people very serious in meditation. I have seen them nodding, falling asleep, and trying to they struggle very hard to remain alert and awake. But because the body actually does not listen to the mind. When the body is tired, body needs some rest. Even the Buddha, when he was giving Dhamma sermons, when he was very tired, he would, in the middle of the sermon, he would stop the sermon and ask Venerable Sariputta to continue the sermon. Sariputta's knowledge was so wonderful, so great. He did not know Buddha's thoughts when he planned to give the Dhamma talk. But when Buddha stopped the talk and asked Venerable Sariputta to continue, Sariputta knew exactly what to say, how to end. And Buddha would be lying down, not sleeping, but with mindfully, he lying down. At the end, Buddha, along with everybody else, Buddha also said, sadhu, 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 listening to his own disciples' Dhamma talk, and said, Sariputta, you explain the Dhamma exactly as I was going to explain. So, the Buddha, even Buddha was getting tired. When somebody is physically tired, that person should not push too hard. The person must take some rest. After all these things, if you feel sleepy in meditation, then you go to do something about it, just like taking deep breath and hold it as long as you can and slowly breathe out. Again, take a deep breath, hold it as long as you can and slowly breathe out. Even the Buddha recommended to use aloka sanya. Aloka sanya means you visualize a very bright light, like sunlight, visualize. And when you visualize a light, your sleepiness will completely vanish, disappears. So we have to do something about it when your body is not tired, and if you become just lazy for no reason and fall asleep, that time you go to arouse your energy, be mindful, and let go of that drowsiness and sleepiness. with this, I think I can end this morning's talk. And I'm so glad that you had some questions, and I continue these talks on Thursday and try to explain them even more clearly. My purpose of giving Dhamma talks in writing and so forth is to make the listeners or readers understand what I say or write. Therefore, if you don't understand next time, please don't hesitate to ask me question. I will be happy to answer your question. Okay? Thank you. So, once again, I want to wish all those who are suffering from COVID-19 get well very quickly and continue their Dhamma work and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. And those who are in hospitals attended by nurses and doctors may recover very quickly and continue their very noble Dhamma work. And those doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs who are so compassionately helping people, may they continue their very compassionate, selfless service to help people more and without getting themselves affected by this COVID-19. There are many generous people who support all these projects for the benefit of the world. May they continue their generosity and may they live long in good health to continue. There are many leaders who have done a wonderful job and still trying to do their job very well, and may they continue their wonderful job and not get affected by this virus. Other leaders who are struggling to find solutions, may they be relaxed, comfortable, without difficulties. May they have wisdom and understanding to make right decision for the benefit of the world. With this, my sincere wish, I want to end the talk, and I express my thanks to all of you who participate in this. Because of you, I get encourage, energy to talk. And so I hope you all